Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. It seems the fear hasn't ebbed enough for Coinbase to resume trading in XRP. This coming from Bill Morgan here on Twitter. He's retweeting out Metal Lawman's tweet, just kind of summing up what has been going on. So, as we all know by now, December 22nd, 2020, SEC sues Ripple, allege XRP is a security. And then only 6 days later, Coinbase announces its intent to suspend trading in XRP. Now, guys, we got to fast forward to 2023. The SEC sues BITRUE and alleges that Algorand and Dash and 4 other cryptocurrencies are securities. And then by May 6, 2023, Algo and Dash are still trading on Coinbase Exchange. Fear of the SEC seems to be ebbing. Now, you could take this two ways. Either fear could be ebbing, or maybe Coinbase is in on something connected to the SEC that we don't know about. Now, they have recently been sued by the SEC, so maybe their loyalties will waver, but at this point in time, this remains true. And considering what the SEC is trying to do in the United States, it really has not prevented people from investing in Pepe coin, which is continuing to rally. Check this out, guys. We got Pepe coin here on the 1 hour, and as you guys can see over the last day or so, since Friday really, we have seen it retrace back down to the 2.618, and I don't know, are we going to see another rally for Pepe coin? It's funny because this is exactly what the SEC is claiming they want to protect investors against, yet they got cryptocurrencies like XRP, Algorand, tied up in lawsuits. And even since this retracement here for Pepe, we did see a rally of about 432%. So this is such a dicey situation because I would never invest in this. I don't think investors will even see another 400 at this point in time. I think the train has left the station, as they say. The boat has sailed. If you did get into Pepe back here, that would be a different story altogether. But you know what, guys? Pepe is not the only one here. Poocoin is the new meme coin on the scene. Poo, only 3 days old, is up 18,000%, only a $70 million market cap, over 3 million in volume, 95% IP burn, and contract renounced, no taxes, and had no pre-sale. The meme coin frenzy is continuing here, and people are getting really excited about that. But again, guys, be wary, because chances are these are likely rug pulls. I happen to see this as well from Borovic here on Twitter. Takes literally 27 seconds to make a token. And he basically creates one here with a timer. This is why so many are rugs. Anyone can do this. So I'm going to just play this and show you guys. He's basically on this website here, docs.openzeppelin.com. You guys can see down here, he's creating easy_money. And he's choosing some of the features, just kind of, clicking whatever. Open mix, it's basically minting the coins right here. Enable optimization, and it's going so fast here that it's kind of hard for me to keep up. Nevertheless, you can see here it's minting, confirm, boy, 27 seconds, and boom, he's putting it on the blockchain here. It's looking like it's minting, and there you go. Minting on the blockchain. You can see here, token tracker, easy money. So, it's as easy as that. What else is there on here? Okay, yeah, so he's just showing us that is basically what you do. Go to Google and, you can create your own coin. We got to be careful of, the kinds of things that we're trading. I know it can be lucrative. I know it can be very exciting, especially since, this bull run is really just starting to take off. People are really aching for profits. And Borovic down here even mentioned over 1,000 bookmarks in an hour. Man, this is the worst thing you can do, putting it out there and spreading it, says Ashkar here on Twitter. Borak says, definitely not. Anyone who wanted to make a token could Google it within 5 seconds. This just lets people know how easy it is and why they should not trust anonymous devs. So yeah, be careful. Again, guys, do this at your own risk. Never financial advice. I would never advise anybody to, jump into meme coins. Definitely not. But again, this is the thing that the SEC is alleging that they're protecting U.S. citizens against, and yet here we are. I guess we should probably talk about the XRP price. Right now, XRP is trading at roughly 45.8, so not too much difference since yesterday. We're still just chopping sideways here on the chart. As you guys can see, I should bring up Bitcoin here real quickly. Bitcoin is down a little bit. You guys can see here, Bitcoin is now down here trading at around 28,800, almost 28,900. So, we're not really seeing too much activity in the crypto space as of late. It's been the meme coins that have been gaining all the popularity, gaining all the traction. And I mean, considering if you are in the United States, you're still living in this world where there is no clarity surrounding crypto, and the Silicon Valley startups are feeling the same way. I saw this from Michael Branch here. Tim Draper has come out, and he's saying this: crypto firms plan to leave the US, and they speak imminent doom. Okay, so this coming from Tim Draper. The United States is gradually becoming too hot for crypto firms to operate due to unclear and stringent regulatory approaches. For instance, a recent development that sparked an outcry was the proposal to impose a 30% excise tax on crypto mining facilities. U.S. President Joe Biden's budget proposal presented a phased-in tax on electricity used by crypto mining firms. So, they're, realizing that, these taxes are just not going to make financial sense. Their bottom line is going to be hit. This tax and the SEC's enforcement actions may push many top crypto firms and startups to consider offshore operations. As such, Tim Draper foresees a massive departure from the U.S. that might crash its economy. So this is not going to be good for, a new generation in the U.S., especially when it comes to the tech sector. U.S. unclear regulatory environment is leading to massive crypto exodus. So, on the one hand, you got the SEC doing their thing, claiming they are protecting investors. Meanwhile, U.S. retail investors are still able to trade PooCoin and, many other meme coins. And so who's this really affecting, right? This is really affecting the tech sector. In a Twitter post, the founder of DFJVC, Draper mentioned that Silicon Valley startups are relocating operations to, guess where, guys? Places like Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. Well, we know Ripple already has quite a lot of clarity in the Middle East, and, they did start off with a lot of business in Asia, and they're also operating in Europe. So, a lot of these devs, startups, companies who, really thought they could make a go of it in the United States are really seriously looking to move on to other regions in the world where, the crypto clarity is just that clear. Anyway, wanted to thank Michael for bringing that to our attention. Also happened to see this, guys. This is from Darren Moore, okay? Darren Moore on Twitter posted this. This is from his website. I will link this in the description. Coinbase shareholder meeting. The latest Coinbase shareholder meeting just occurred, the Q1 2023 earnings call. In it, they do discuss Ripple and XRP, guys. Listen to this.
With Ripple and the XRP, case, do you think that will have any precedent, or how will that will that provide any clarity on the regulatory front? Thank you.
Yeah, maybe I can jump. Sorry. Yeah, Paul, I'll share a quick thought and then turn it over to you. I mean, on the timing of legislation, obviously we can't predict anything like that exactly, but I don't want to reveal something sensitive that may be being worked on over there. But there are various parties that have a real motivation to help get that clear rule book in the U.S. through new legislation, and we're certainly supportive of seeing that happen. Yeah, Paul, go ahead and jump in.
Just want to underscore that, as you pointed out earlier, Brian, we're seeing draft legislation not only here in the United States coming together largely on a bipartisan basis and hopefully moving forward in the coming quarter, but also outside the United States. We're seeing the UK and other jurisdictions move on and move ahead with their own legislative proposals and initiatives. So while no timeline is certain, it certainly appears that we're seeing progress in legislation, not just in the United States, but in jurisdictions all over the world. And I should also speak to the question about engagement with the SEC as well. Since the Wells notice, we always remain open to dialogue with the SEC and in conversation with them wherever it makes sense and is appropriate. And at the same time, we are fully committed, if necessary, to defending any case that we may face in court. If for no other reason than crypto, and not just Coinbase, but crypto as a whole, needs clarity in order to move forward as an industry. And we're confident that we will be able to provide that clarity through any action that may take place in litigation.
Okay, so some insight here from, it sounds as though they are Coinbase's legal team, essentially just talking about the overall support. They've been cooperative with the SEC. They kind of didn't really, they touched on XRP, but they really didn't want to go into it in detail. Ultimately, though, guys, I think the story is the same across the board. Everybody is looking for the clarity, and, the SEC has to deliver at some point. So the narrative continues as such, a supportive, community in and amongst the crypto space in the United States, supporting each other. Ripple definitely needs the clarity to move forward. But I mean, it really has not stopped institutions from buying XRP. XRP has now exceeded $1 billion, guys, in daily trading volume. This coming from Amélie here on Twitter. This Analytics Insight article highlights a few things here, like Solana's partnership with Google. But check this out here. Ripple's XRP is having a great year so far. It's been 2 years since the SEC's lawsuit was filed against Ripple, and the crypto's future continues to wallow in uncertainty. However, legal experts are indicating that the lawsuit could be headed to a conclusion in the coming months. So, I mean, we're still waiting for a verdict, and Ripple is fairly confident that we're going to see something this year. Also, most legal experts contend that the judgment might favor XRP. These rumors have kindled frenzied buying activity from XRP investors. Perhaps in the strongest indication is that XRP is now attracting whale investors. The token just crossed $1 billion, guys, in daily trading volume. So that is a huge number. This development deserves attention because only 4 other cryptos have a higher trading volume than XRP. So we're seeing the whales jump in. The money is flowing in to XRP, $1 billion in daily trading volume. This is positive, obviously. The use cases are continuing as well, guys. I happen to see this from Ripple partner Novati. 4 ways Gen Z is defining the future of payments. And, I've been talking about this for basically since I started this channel. The fact that cashless payments, so this was even before the beer flu, cashless payments are going to be the new norm because new generations of people, and I was, even talking about millennials, Gen Z, everybody wants the ease. Nobody wants to go into a brick and mortar location to make a clunky payment that takes days. And so, even Novati has come out and said this. Gen Z's approach to payments is different. Growing up in a world where almost everything can be achieved with a smartphone in hand, it is not surprising to see Gen Z embrace new technologies and seek instant gratification. The same applies for payments. Boy, I think I even used that term back in 2018. The same applies for payments, with Gen Z carrying out most of their banking and financial transactions online using digital and mobile channels. So down here it talks about greater financial freedom and control built with sleek designs and seamless experiences. So, the end user and web developers and app developers have, this in mind when creating these apps. They want to make it quick, easy, sleek, sexy, for lack of a better term. So number one, digital wallets. Mobile payments have a strong take-up amongst this group, particularly digital wallets such as Apple Pay and Google Pay. So, some of the big companies too are already offering these types of services. In the US, 57% of Gen Zs use digital wallets, with 14% of Gen Zs using 3 or more digital wallets. Also, the notion of contactless payments, right? And that was, really kind of explored further with the beer flu. And then they mentioned crypto here. Gen Z is also more open to using cryptocurrencies, despite it being viewed as one of the riskier assets. Crypto offers the prospect of making money quickly that overrules young people's fears associated with its greater volatility and risk. In Australia, 1 in 4 people currently own or have cryptocurrency in the past. In the US, 33% of Gen Z has bought, traded, or received cryptocurrency. So 1 in 3 Generation Z have in fact dabbled in cryptocurrency. You rewind 5 years ago and that number would be way, way, way less for millennials and Gen X. This is, just another example of where Ripple partner here, in this case, Novati, this is where they're seeing things moving and they are jumping on the trend. Wrath of Kahneman also bringing this up, guys, with regards to Ripple partner Via Americas. Check this out. Via Americas establishes a new global headquarters in Miami to maximize opportunities for international remittance growth. Via Americas Corporation is a licensed international remittance company, and their headquarters is in Bethesda, Maryland. Well, they just opened a new one in Coral Gables, Florida, which is in Miami. Via Americas selected the Miami region because it is a major transportation hub connecting the Americas, making it an ideal location for a company specializing in cross-border money transfers. The city also has a large growing Latin American population, which provides a natural customer base for Via Americas services. Moving its headquarters to Miami also enables Via Americas to tap into the city's diverse talent pool, which includes skilled workers with experience in finance, technology, and customer service. So they're seeing a bit of a different angle here, looking at Miami as that transitional hub for the, for Central America and South America. So here's a quote, guys, from their executive chairman and co-founder. Moving our headquarters to Miami has been an excellent decision for Via Americas. We can leverage the city's many benefits, which positions Via Americas to continue growth and success. We are excited about the opportunities that lie ahead as we continue to expand and innovate our offerings to meet the evolving needs of our customers. And it says down here, they're one of the fastest growing companies offering international money transfers for immigrants. So, one of the big things too in Miami, huge Cuban population. And, when I was there last crash just a couple of months ago. Also noticed a lot of South Americans are also moving to Miami, like Argentina. The Argentinian population there is quite large as well. So, a hub in many different ways. Of course, we've also got DeSantis, who is negative on central bank digital currencies. So, that could, bode well for companies that want to, really kind of expand crypto payment adoption and maybe don't want to necessarily be involved, whether it's ideologically or whatever, with CBDCs. Anyway, some great news here. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman just for bringing that up. And so speaking of the CBDC backlash, Michael Branch bringing this to our attention, Texas is the latest to maul a gold-backed digital currency. So we heard about this a few weeks ago, but it's back in the news, back to the gold standard. So they are now putting forth a bill that would require the state to establish a readily transferable gold-backed digital currency and would authorize it to contract a private company to do so. Guys, this is the state of Texas looking to create a gold-backed currency. Upon establishment of this new currency, the state would be required to hold a certain amount of gold, which makes sense. The amount of gold held would be equivalent to that needed to redeem any digital token issued. The bill would authorize the state to establish a fee for the issuance and redemption of digital currency and a rate necessary to cover administrative costs and storage costs. Interestingly, though, the Texas House is not the first authority to consider such an idea. And just yesterday, I did talk a little bit about the Central Bank of Zimbabwe and how they're doing the same thing. If you guys didn't catch yesterday's video, I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner. But this is interesting. If they start moving on a state-by-state basis and, allowing certain cryptocurrencies to be able to be used, I guess, as legal tender in said state, well, that is really going to change the game. And I feel like Florida is almost there too, with DeSantis and his thoughts on central bank digital currencies. Guys like DeSantis, they know what they're talking about. They see the future for cryptos. Florida's already a very crypto-forward state. And so I don't think these guys are there to stifle innovation. They definitely want to foster it, but they know what we know. They know that the powers that be should not be in control of this. So I'm really curious to see, if this Texas bill passes. It certainly would mean a lot for the state of Texas. Moving along, though, guys, because I wanted to mention this, a new interview from Black Swan Capital. And if you guys want to catch the full interview, it is linked down here in the description of, or rather, I will link this tweet thread in the description. You can find it from there. This is Francis Hunt, okay? Francis Hunt is the head of the Market Sniper. So he's a trader, a technical analyst, and a teacher, and he provides services here. He's also the one who created the Hunt Volatility Funnel, and that's a method unique to trading methodology that puts you in front of major expansive moves in the market. It is a systemized approach that answers the key questions. What is the next most profitable trade? That's a good way to market it, for sure. With the answer in hand, you are positioned to reap the maximum profits in the shortest period of time. And guys, by no means is this an endorsement. Nobody is paying me to say this. The single trading method is surprisingly simple, quick to adopt, and has given rise to our growing community of successful HVF traders that you are welcome to join. So he does have a class here that you can join. He did an interview with Black Swan Capitalist here, and he discusses the firm's position on XRP and XLM. He says they're going to skyrocket in the near future. Listen to this.
These guys are had very high security clearance.
So yeah, go ahead.
Ripple, that doesn't mean you can't profit from it. Most things, almost everything you touch is somebody else's money that you're playing on their board game, essentially, and they write the rules.
Like you said earlier, in every crisis, you don't let it go to waste. There's tons of profit to make on this, especially when we're talking about the transition of the global value into a digital ledger. So there's going to be a lot of money to be made here. When we start talking about like XRP,
I think it's going to go up immensely. So, and should you take the profits? Yes, you should.
And go buy gold.
The profits on Lumen as well, XLM and XRP. We have two very big technical macro calls on. And I'd shock you if I gave you the numbers, and I would do a chart share on that. Maybe it's one for a later day, but people in our community know exactly where we stand. And
he even says you would be shocked if you heard the numbers, but they have macro positions out on XRP and XLM. And what Francis Hunt is suggesting is to cash out. Once you see the profits, cash out. The numbers are going to be humongous. Again, he is a trader with over 30 years of experience trading various markets and instruments. I'm curious to see if he's going to release a video detailing what his predictions are using models to give us some price suggestions. Anyway, guys, the full interview, it's right here. Full interview is here. Check it out and follow these guys. Subscribe on YouTube. The future, despite what's going on in the US, is looking very, very bright. XRP sitting at 46 cents is just temporary. In the grander scheme, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.